everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I've got a little bonus video for you. So you are going to be seeing 3 videos this week, hopefully. I'm still working. Hold on. I should grab my dog before I start filming, but she's never around and then until I sit down. The minute she sees that I'm going to be sitting in one place, she needs to be right there. Okay. You good? Okay. Okay. So you're going to be getting a bonus video this week. I had pre-recorded last week a unboxing of my Sew Over It fabric, my fabric box, the January knit fabric box from Sew Over It. I'm going to go ahead and show that because I was kind of talking about it. And then I was also had plans to do my Dawn Jean lookbook, hopefully, on Friday. But we're going to see how that's going to play out. Anyway, my unboxing video, I talk about that the Dawn jeans are going to be on Friday. We will see. So either this week's going to be a 3-video week or next week will be a 3-video week. So sorry about the confusion. But I'm going to talk Sew My Style. So today I am originally one of the hosts for Sew My Style for February, which is t-shirt month. We've got 2 patterns that we're doing, and this whole year we're going to be doing 2 patterns each month. So that's very exciting, and we've tried to find patterns that are as inclusive as possible. The pattern companies that do extensive, the large size ranges, and also some of our 2 pattern months, trying to find something that appeals to everyone. So, you know, I don't know, not just one blouse. Like it would be 2 different blouses, like 2 very, you know, like differing blouses a little bit to give people a little bit of a choice. Anyway, if you're interested in signing up for Sew My Style, we were a little slow at the beginning of the year. We had to do a little bit of rearranging. We had a couple people that life just happened, and it just happened. So we've had to do some rearranging of leadership, and Meg from Meg Sewing, I believe is what her, God, it's Meg Fleshman. And I'm going to put a link. She is now leading Sew My Style because Maddie from Maddie Made This just had some issues with personal life, like some actual work stuff that kind of came up and stuff that couldn't have been predicted. So anyway, Meg's taking over and for the time being, and we've finally started to get things organized, and so we are very appreciative of the people that have been kind of hanging out with us and staying with us a little bit. So, all that to say, if you haven't signed up for Sew My Style, I'm going to leave a link down below to Meg's blog where you can sign up for that. And all you're doing is signing up for the codes, for the discount codes for the patterns each month. So it's, I mean, like, why not? If you do them or not. And then you can sew along with everyone for the month. And then if you post it's always the last Sunday of the month, is reveal day, and you can post before that. But that's the cutoff for each month, and then there is a winner chosen at random every month to win some fantastic prizes. So, February's is t-shirt month. We have 2 patterns that we're doing. Again, I was supposed to be one of the hosts this month, which is just kind of an add-on to the leaders. But I think it looks like I'll be taking on more of a leader role this month, which is absolutely fine. I'm very excited about doing that. So we have 2 patterns. The Shona t-shirt by Athena Kaku, and I'm going to pop that up there. And Claire from Belle Citadel has done a fantastic post on that pattern and just kind of getting y'all excited and showcasing buying fabric, that kind of stuff on her blog. And I told her that I would be happy to take over the Deer and Doe Givre. So that is the pattern that I will be sewing. Actually, I'll probably end up doing both of them, but I'm going to be doing some tutorials later this month that are going to be more around the Givre, just because that's, you know, we just decided to each kind of take a pattern. So today, I wanted to talk about buying knit fabric online. I've had a lot of questions about that, about different fabric substrates, people just having a hard time deciding which fabrics go with which patterns, and how you determine that online when you're not actually there in person to feel it. So, I mean, it would be the longest video in the world if I sat down and tried to do all the fabric. So my original plan was just to kind of break fabric up and do a little bit at a time. As we went on, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I all of a sudden had a panic attack that I actually wasn't filming. I don't have, my little counter is not up there. I must have like accidentally changed the settings. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that I was actually filming. I'm pretty sure I am. Okay, new camera, still figuring it out. Yeah, today I wanted to talk about fabric and how to buy knit fabric online, and a little bit more about the Givre, and yeah, and what you kind of expect from me, and moving forward. And yeah, so we're gonna get into this. Okay, so the Givre is a dress and a t-shirt, and she has a couple of views on here, and I'm gonna pop not only a picture of the pattern up here, but also the line art. So she has a t-shirt or t-shirt dress that have this yoke on it, which is amazing for color blocking. You could do a neat Breton style top, where you do like a solid color on top and then stripes or whatever. Just some neat seam lines that can be very fun to play around with. And then she also has sleeveless versions. So it's a tank and then also a tank dress. So right off the bat, 4 versions that you can make right there. And in all honesty, I have been searching for a knit tank top forever. And I know that the t-shirt patterns that I have and have been using, you could definitely hack that, because it's about changing the armscye. You know, your tank tops typically don't go all the way out to the end of your shoulder like a t-shirt's armscye would, something that has a sleeve in it. So, you know, they cut in a little bit more. So I'm excited to play around with this. I haven't made one up yet, but yeah, I'm very excited about getting stuck in on this when the time comes. So then the question is, so this can be a t-shirt and or a dress. Fabric, like how do I buy knit fabric online? There's so many different terminologies. You have different fibers versus different, not weaves because it's a knit, but different ways of knitting, that kind of thing. Different substrates, basically. So I just kind of wanted to get in and talk a little bit about that. So, oh, hold on. When she, in her pattern, sorry, shouldn't have shut the computer. In her pattern, she says that it requires light to medium weight jersey knit, cotton rayon wool, containing lycra, with at least 50% stretch. Okay, so number 1, light to medium weight. I would say that's fine for a t-shirt. Now if you're doing a dress, especially this is a very figure hugging kind of bodycon-ish type dress, I would recommend a little bit thicker weight, just so you're not showing just for comfort, you're not showing everything. Too thin of a knit and you're gonna be showing like your underwear lines to the nth degree. Which if that's your thing, you know, roll with it, whatever. But yeah, I would do definitely medium, if not a little more heavier weight with the knit for the dress. But one thing to note, when you're looking at, and sorry I keep looking down, I'm looking at my laptop here, but when you're doing a knit pattern, it's very important, if they have a percentage of stretch written down here, that you follow that. Knit patterns, especially body hugging knit patterns, are very frequently drafted with negative ease. So ease is the difference between your body measurement and the measurement of the garment. Now in a knit or a woven dress, for instance, a figure hugging woven dress, I always allow at least 2 inches of ease around the bust, for instance. I have different, that's just what I'm comfortable with. But that gives me enough room to like move, to sit, you know, that's not design ease. Design ease would be if it was a cocoon dress, you know, very loose and not a lot of shape. Then you would have a lot more ease, but that would be design ease, not wearing ease. So knit patterns a lot of times will have negative ease, meaning that the circumference, for instance, of the bust of the t-shirt is going to be less than the body measurement that it was drafted for. That way, because it acts like knit and it will hug your body, and that's where you get the shaping by using the fabric. So she suggests 50% ease, and she also suggests something with lycra in it. Now why that's important, you can get cotton jersey, for instance, very thin, and I've got, this is a Lark tee by Grainline Studios, and it is a cotton jersey, and it is just cotton. There is no elastane in this cotton. Now that's okay, because the Lark tee is a loose fitting tee. It just kind of drops on over your head. So a cotton without elastane has a lot of structure in it. It will hold its shape, but if you have something too body fitting, it will not recover. So when it gets stretched, it doesn't bounce back. It like stays bagged out, if that makes sense. So she's suggesting something with lycra, and I'm sure it's because it is figure hugging, so you want that recovery. Lycra is gonna give you that recovery. It's gonna bounce back and retain its shape, and you're not gonna have the bag out. So That's why it's important. Now, how to determine 50% stretch? What does that mean? All you have to do is take a little piece of your fabric, or if you're fabric shopping, a lot of times in the descriptions when you're shopping online, it will say 50% stretch, 100% stretch, 80% stretch. It'll have it written in there. Some of your more stable knits might only have 25% stretch. I wouldn't use that for this pattern because unless you're gonna go up in size, because this was drafted for something with at least 50% stretch. So you're gonna just take like a little 4-inch or 10 centimeter section of your fabric and stretch it until you can't, not necessarily until you can't stretch it anymore, because you don't want it going to like it's full, where it looks strained, but go almost until that point. So for instance, if you're at 4 inches or 10 centimeters and you can stretch it from 10 centimeters to 15 centimeters, you've got 50% stretch. Because 10, 15, the difference is 5. 5 is 50% of 10, so there you go. That's how you determine that. A little bit of math, but not too hard. And again, a lot of times when you're buying your knits online, they'll say the percentage of stretch. So that's super helpful in that regard. Okay, so you're wanting to find a light or to medium weight knit with 50% stretch at least. Now, she put on there cotton, wool, whatever, linen. You can get linen knit. Although, you just want to make sure stuff has elastane in it. You don't want to get just linen knit, because regular linen knit that doesn't have a little stretch is great for loose fitting t-shirts again, but it will bag out really easily. So you definitely want something with elastane. So I just wanted to show you a little difference I have so much fabric sitting here that I've dug out. For instance, your regular jerseys, the difference between fibers. So a cotton jersey, and we're going to assume that all of these have elastane in them because we've already determined that this pattern needs elastane and these all have at least 50% stretch. So now you just want to decide what type of knit do you want. Do you want something really drapey, or do you want something that is a little more structured? Now, me personally, I'll use a drapier knit with like a real close fitting pattern, but I really like cotton knits for my closer fitting things because cotton the cotton fiber has more structure to it. So this Freya that I'm wearing is a cotton knit with elastane in it. So it just holds the waist shaping nicely, and out into your hips. It just holds that shape really well. This is another cotton jersey. So you can tell it's drape. It stands out a little bit. So this is going to be excellent for the Givre, in my opinion, for a top, or like the tank top. And you could do a tank dress out of this. This is I would classify this as a medium weight knit. I think this is a Riley Blake maybe, or maybe Art Gallery. I will put links to some of this because a lot of this fabric is actually still available because I bought it Black Friday because it was just sitting here. But I will link. This came from Stone Mountain and Daughter. Oh, it's Art Gallery. So this is the Art Gallery knit. So it's very nice. But I will leave links to the fabric that are still available down in the description box if you're interested. So I think this would make a great Givre t-shirt, and I actually may use it for one, to be honest. So that's the drape of a cotton jersey. Now, a bamboo or rayon. So bamboo and rayon are processed the same way. Rayon is cellulose, like tree, basically, tree cellulose. So it is a natural component, so cellulose, or in bamboo's case, the bamboo plant, that they have then processed in order to turn that natural resource into a fiber that can be spun or knit. So that's why a lot of times you'll see rayon as being like pseudo-natural fiber, because it is natural in that it is a natural resource, but it had to go through processing. Man had to interact in order to turn that product into a fiber so that it can be used as fabric. So this is a bamboo knit, and I want to show you the difference in drape. So look how much this just like hangs. This is super drapey. And I love this for a looser fitting top all day long. Or a dress, a knit dress. Like not a bodycon dress, which the Givre is, but something a little looser, like a gathered skirt maybe. Something that you want, this will fall over a larger bust beautifully because it's very drapey. But yeah, that's the difference. And if you want your t-shirt in this, that's fine. In fact, again, I've made shirts, the same pattern, out of both a cotton jersey and a bamboo. I think this is bamboo. This is also from Stone Mountain and Daughter. And again, I will link. So I have another lark tee here. So I showed you the lark that is in the cotton jersey. And again, this is a loose fitting tee. So this one holds its shape, it holds its length. I find that rayon and bamboo will grow over time, and sometimes, like, I don't know, a year later, you'll want to rehem it because the weight pulls the hem down. But there is, so I'm like holding that, you can't even see that. This is the cotton jersey, and then I also have this same shirt, different neckline, that's the V-neck, and this is the scoop. But this is in a bamboo, and see how much, I mean, you're seeing pull lines. This actually lays completely flat on my body, but these are some of my t-shirts, and it just hangs much drapier, which again, looks very nice over my bust and gives kind of a slouchier look to the pattern. So if that's what you're wanting, definitely, you can definitely use a bamboo or a rayon or a viscose knit for this pattern, and it's just gonna make it a little slouchier. So if that's what you want, yes, that is fantastic, perfect, you're good to go. I don't have any merino knit here with me at the moment, but she also put on there wool, and yes, again, as long as you've got some lycra in there, well, I actually do have some merino, but it's thicker, and I'm gonna show that in a second. But yeah, that's gonna act more like the cotton. So your wool knits are gonna act more like the cotton. They're gonna have more structure to them, as is your linen knits that have the elastane. They're gonna have more structure, so they're gonna hold a shape better. Again, your bamboo, your rayon, your viscose, those are just gonna be a lot drapier, and if that's what you want, that's fantastic. Again, they're heavy, because I'm assuming it's the processing that they have to go through to become a rayon or a bamboo that stuff has to go through. They're just heavy, like it's maybe the natural resource that they're made out of makes them really heavy. So they just tend to grow over time, and it's just the stretch, it's just the fabric stretching basically, because they're just so heavy. But I love, they're cool, wonderful in the summer, and I love a good bamboo and or rayon jersey, especially for the t-shirt. So that is that. The difference is there. Okay, some other stuff you might come across. If you're doing the dress, I would suggest possibly a Ponte, but not all Pontes are created equally. So for instance, I have this very heavyweight Ponte. Pontes are much stabler, and the difference there is that they're kind of a double knit. So they look the same on both sides. They're like, you can see the teeny tiny little ribs on both sides. So this, for instance, is a very beefy one. And it might have 50% stretch. I would have to measure it. But it's gonna be thick. And this one has rayon and nylon. So that's the other thing. If you're making things for summer, beware of polyester. Polyester is gonna make you sweat bullets. It's great for the winter, but it will make you like a brushed poly, which are super soft, and I have an ebony tee out of it, but they're gonna make you sweaty in the hotter months. But this is a Ponte made out of rayon, and it's thick, and it has like, I mean, look, that hardly any drape at all. Like, look how much that stands out, because it's thick and very, very stable. And this would be a very, very much a bodycon dress made up as the Givre in the dress. But I've also, that came from Joann's. I also have used a lighter weight Ponte knit from Stone Mountain and Daughter again. And this is the Sunny Dress and Top by Friday Patterns. That was So My Style January last year. And I made it into a dress. And it is just, it's a thinner Ponte. So it looks the same on both sides. And it's a little bit thicker knit. You know, it's not as, I would call it medium weight. You know, it's not lightweight. You could definitely do a dress out of this. I mean, it may show a little bit more than your heavier Pontes, but it has great drape. This is also a rayon Ponte. I'm very particular with my Pontes, and I won't buy Pontes that have polyester in them. sure, but I prefer my Pontes to be a rayon nylon spandex mix. I just find those to be they're just very nice. So that is your Pontes, and definitely they're a super easy knit to sew with if you've never sewn with knits, because they're stable, they don't move around on you, they don't curl, because they're double-sided, they don't have that jersey factor that curls on you. Now the cotton jersey that I just showed you, that will curl. A lot of the rayon and bamboo knits don't curl just because they're so heavy, it helps them lie down, so that's something to take into consideration, but they are slinky. It's a little harder to go through your machine because they are so heavy and they keep wanting to pull back off the table. So you do want to keep that open to that. Okay, another thing that you might see when shopping for knits is a knit crepe. So a lot of times viscose or polyester for the knit crepes, and I got this in the Sew Over It box, and so I'm not sure what this one is. It's very thin, so obviously it's been printed. This is the back side and there's the front. But can you see the crepe texture? Oh geez, I'm knocking things over. Can you kind of see? I don't know if you can or not. I'm trying to. It's kind of a bumpy, twisted texture. So, just like in any kind of like a crepe silk or a rayon crepe, where it's almost like a bumpy, it's the way that they twist the yarn, so it gives it kind of some texture. Now this one here is lightweight, and again, it'll be drapey because I think this one has rayon in it, but it would make a great t-shirt. So it'd be a little bit drapier than the cotton, but you know, again, a great option for a t-shirt. Got a little bit of texture there. It's a little thinner weight, so depending on what you're wanting to use it for, yes, this fabric would definitely work. Now you may also have seen things like, what else do I have here? Sweater knits. Okay, so let me show you the difference in what an appropriate sweater knit would be versus an inappropriate one for this. So I have this absolutely gorgeous sweater knit from Smuggler's Daughter, and if she still has it, I'll link it down below. But it is truly like sweater, like what you would think your Nana would have knitted, see how see-through that is. And it's a very large open weave knitted sweater knit. This would not make a good t-shirt, especially a fitted one. Now you could do a really loose knit top if you were gonna wear something underneath it, obviously, because it's totally see-through. That would be, yes, it would work for that. It would fantastic for cardigans, which is what I purchased it for. So you could make it as like a sweater, kind of, but I would not do a form-fitting something out of this one. I would do something looser because you've got to wear something underneath it, and you don't want to put a lot of strain because it's a very open knit. So, and I would consider this a lighter weight probably. So we've got that one. But then you also have sweater knits like this. A lot of times they may call them like a Hashi sweater knit, or like the cashmere sweater knits, cloud sweater knits. Those work great for t-shirts. I have a Freya in a cloud sweater knit, and it just makes them, it's just like a form-fitting sweater really. And that's kind of like, this is similar. I would call this similar to that. So it's light, but you could definitely do a fitted t-shirt in this, and it would give it more of a, you could do like a base layer, more of like to keep you warm, or you could just wear it, you know, as is or whatever. But those are the type of sweater knits that I would use as a fitted t-shirt, not the real open sweater knits like that. All right, you also see French terry is often on, you know, you'll see that in jersey sections. And what French terry is it has jersey on one side, and then looped like a terry cloth on the back. Can you kind of see that? There's the soft side, and then the looped side. So these make great sweatshirts, activewear, that kind of thing. You could do a dress out of this actually. You could do the Givre in the dress form in a French terry. It'd be super cozy and warm and lovely and feel like pajamas, but it's thick enough that it will hold, you know, smooth things out. As far as a t-shirt, you could also do it as the t-shirt. Now, a lot of times, I think this one is a bamboo French terry, but because of the weave of it, it doesn't have as much drape as some of the others. So if you don't mind something just a little bulkier because it's thicker as just a t-shirt, then yeah, this would definitely work. The rayon in this does help make it a little drapier than like a cotton French terry, but yeah, that's just kind of up to you. What kind of t-shirt do you want? What's your preference? All right. You may also see rib knits, and rib knits are also not created equal. And I meant to grab, hold on one second, I'll be right back. Here we are again. Okay, not all rib knits are created equal. I meant to grab this and I didn't. So I have here a very beefy, heavyweight rib knit. I mean, you can like see the ribs from miles away on that one. It's very sturdy. It's meant for cuffs. It's meant for bomber jackets, that kind of thing. Versus this baby rib knit that is also, it's a bamboo or a rayon from Blackbird, which is the teeny tiny. Can you even see the ribs? Maybe. This is super drapey. And this would make, I think in her online, she even recommended like the Nico top from True Bias, which is a very fitted turtleneck. So this was definitely, again, if fabric stores do that, if they're putting like pattern ideas with it, that makes it really easy to determine if it'll work well with your project or not, even if your pattern's not one of the ones that's listed. God, this feels like heaven. This would make a fantastic fitted shirt, a fantastic layering. It's drapey, so keep that in mind, but if that's what you want, yes, this would make a fantastic fitted top. This would not. This is like, again, cuffs, that kind of thing. So beware with the rib knits. You want something that's lighter, like a baby rib, that kind of thing for a t-shirt. A gigantic pile of fabric here. All right. Now I mentioned a little bit about linen knits. This is a hemp knit, which is very similar to the linen. It's a similar type of fiber. I mean, it's not the same, but similar. It gives a similar feeling to the knit. So this is very slubby. You can kind of see the slubs and stuff that are in this hemp knit. It feels fantastic, and it also has a lot of structure, just like the cotton. Because again, these are plant-based fibers. So it's got more structure. You could totally do the t-shirt. It would just definitely hold its shape and just be more structured. I actually could even use this. Okay, last but not least, double knits. Now, double knits mean a lot of times, sometimes that can mean, like a Ponte is sometimes considered a double knit. Or it can mean, well, you have reverse sides where, for instance, if you watched my video where I had a cocoa dress that was light gray with dark gray spots on one side and then flipped dark gray with light gray spots on the other, that's a double knit. And that one was more of like a sweatery, little lightweight. But then you've got something real thick like this. So this is from We Are the Fabric Store, and it is merino on one side and nylon on the other. Now this is, they consider it activewear, but this has like no drape. A very structured dress. I mean, with this, I kind of want to do something where I'm showcasing both sides of the fabric, because I think that's what's so cool about it. But you could do a Givre out of this, because a dress, because it would hold its shape. As long as it has enough stretch. I would have to check that. I don't know that it does. But again, check your stretch, and if it's got, it might have enough. If it's got a 50%, this would make a great dress, because again, it's thicker and has that suck-in quality about it. So there we go, kind of a crash course in knit fabrics. If you guys have any questions on buying t-shirt knits, again, I'm gonna leave links down to all of these fabrics that are still available below. Not all of them are, but the ones that I can find, I will link down below, so you guys can kind of peruse, and I'll probably just leave a little section too of maybe some ideas. Blackbird is our sponsor for this month, so the prize is coming from them at the end of the month, so I will probably do some other things mostly from them, just since they're one of our sponsors for this month for Sew My Style. But again, any of the stuff that I've listed here from these different fabric stores, I'm gonna leave links to all of those, and you can definitely, they're good ones where you can find stretch percentage and that kind of thing on there, which again is very important. So if you have any questions on buying knit fabrics for your t-shirts, let me know. I'll be coming back with a tutorial on how to do a full bust adjustment on a t-shirt without adding a dart. And I'm also going to be doing a little tutorial on using your cover stitch machine. So hopefully those will be helpful in t-shirt making month this month. And I will see you next time. Again, I'm not sure what's coming to you on Friday. It's either an unboxing or my Dawn jeans. If it's the unboxing, I may just have 3 videos this week. So sorry it kind of got all a little bit jumbled, but that'll be coming out to you, so you may just have a bonus video this week. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.